Hey guys, it's Large. I'm in Philadelphia and I want to talk to you about boxing, but before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about history. Let's go way back. Let's go to 1960, and you're seeing for the first time this fresh-faced kid with a gold medal around his neck. His name is Cassius Clay. I don't know if you realize yet that he's going to become Muhammad Ali, but you know he has that it factor. Or let's go a year earlier, 1959, and a 15-year-old kid named Joe Frazier steps off a bus here in Philly. You don't know that he's going to become Smokin' Joe, but you know that this kid has what it takes to lead the heavyweight division for a very long time. Fast forward, we're 2024, and I'm in Philly, and I'm with two guys that I get that same feeling with. I got Jesse Bam Rodriguez, and I got Gerard Boots Ennis. These guys aren't the future of boxing, they're the present of boxing, and they're co-headlining a huge card here in Philadelphia on November 9th at the Wells Fargo Arena. You have to watch it, and you can catch it only on DAZN. I'm sitting here with Gerard Boots Ennis. I'm sitting here with Jesse Bam Rodriguez. They're sitting on ornate thrones. I'm on a folding chair, so you kind of know who's in charge and who's not. I'm extremely excited about this card, November 9th, to have two co-headliners that are absolutely tearing up the boxing world presently, before this, and probably for years to come. Let's talk about where we are right now. We're in the middle of Philadelphia, where this guy was born and raised, where this guy is a local legend. Bam. What did he do to get you to come out here, to leave the confines? San Antonio, most of the fighting in and around the West Coast. How did Boots convince you to come out here and fight essentially in his hometown?
Well, I saw the outcome of his last fight. I mean, that thing was packed, you know, so to be a part of something like that, it would be an honor, especially to share a card with Boots, one of the best in boxing. So when they told me the fight was presented, I said yes right away.
So what do you think? What do you think about the gentleman who's co-headlining this card with you, and how proud are you to have somebody of his caliber, you know, especially in your hometown?
Like I said before, it's amazing, you know, to have, you know, being on this card, you know, top 5 pound for pound. You know, he doing this thing in multiple weight divisions. He's going up and down. You know, he going crazy right now, and then I'm blessed to have him on this card, and like this show gonna be crazy. He gonna start it off, and I'm gonna finish it.
And how do you feel about it? Is it you feel the exact opposite? He's a piece of shit and you're the real guy? Like, is that the thing?
Nah, I mean, since I won my world title, the only undercard I fought on was Canelo. Okay. So for me to take this fight with Boots, that says a lot about him.
But is there something where you say to him, all right, I'm going to go to Philly this time, but maybe we can get him somewhere out west, right? Get him to Vegas, get him to fight somewhere out in California, get him somewhere outside of San Antonio where we just have Bam fans from wall to wall. Is that something that you would do? Some sort of reciprocal agreement?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, like I said before playing time, I said we both fight on the same cards. I'm here to steal his fans and he here to steal mine. So, yeah, you know, we're going to have some fun.
There's also another 800-pound gorilla in the room. I'm Large, this is Boots, and this is Bam. Where'd we get the nicknames from? You've said it 1,000 times. I'm gonna go first. I started on the New York Stock Exchange, 1993. There was already a fat Mike, so they call me Large Mike because I'm tough to look at. So it's Large stuck, and I've been that way ever since. Boots comes from where?
Well, my original nickname was supposed to be Boops. B-O-O-P-S. Okay. And then my mom gave me that nickname, but when I was in the gym, you know, running around being a bad little kid, everybody thought my dad was saying boots like the shoes. Oh, okay. And we just stuck with it, and then, you know, it just Boots everything.
Really? Since you were a little kid, too? Okay. What about you, Ben?
Mine comes from the Sandlot, the Great Bambino.
Oh,
so
yeah.
When I was a baby, I was called Bambino, and then when I hit like 1 or 2, I was called Bambi. And then I just outgrew that and became Bam.
Yeah, I'm glad you got rid of the Bambi thing, right?
Yeah, it was cute when I was a kid, but.
Yeah, but now it's just a deer you can punch in the face.
Too old for that shit.
Let's stay with family. Boxing families here. We have 2 boxing families here. And, you know, your brother, belt holder, your 2 brothers are both fighters, and your dad's a legendary trainer. You guys have fought your way into being champions in boxing, but I don't know if this is an easy answer. Even though you're at the top of your game, the pinnacle of boxing, can you tell me whether or not you're the toughest guy in the family? Or is there somebody at the barbecue or the cookout that you know could kick all our asses? You got a crazy uncle with like a weird eye who would kind of go crazy on us? Anything like that? Tell me. Or are you the baddest Ennis in the planet and the baddest Rodriguez that anyone's ever going to meet?
Well, I'm the baddest Rodriguez, but my brother's a Franco, so he's, he's the baddest Franco. Yeah. But I mean, if he was a Rodriguez, I'd say he's tougher. Because I mean, we sparred before, and he got the best of me.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you ever consider just fighting him like for a match? I know you've been asked that question before,
nah,
right?
I wouldn't. Plus, he's retired already. So.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Maybe fight him in the backyard, but not in the ring. How about you? As far as the family goes, do you have a lot of tough people in the family?
Yeah. A lot of tough people in the family.
Okay. So you don't want to.
I'm gonna say I'm the best.
Okay. Yeah.
But my pop taught us all, taught us everything we know. So he the master.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it to him.
Yeah. Respect, right?
Yeah.
Tough guy. All right, let's talk about age. I'm lucky enough to be sitting here. Actually, you guys are unlucky enough to be sitting here with a 53-year-old guy who's probably, one foot in the grave, the other on a banana peel. But you're 24 and you're 27, right? So this is two young guns. How has it been interacting with veterans your whole career? You were the youngest titleist for a long time when you had gotten your belt at 22. I think it was 15 fights in. And seeing you guys get those shots when there are guys who are older who don't necessarily deserve it more than you guys. But you know how you get some animosity when you see these young bucks come up here and start to take over any kind of industry, particularly boxing. Have you gotten any kind of animosity, any kind of anger from these veterans? Or have they been extremely supportive as you guys have come in and basically took over boxing?
On my end, they've been supportive, especially the fighters from RGBA, Mikey Garcia, Josecito Lopez, Jose Ramirez. They all support me, so there's really no animosity there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned weight classes because, flyweight, super flyweight. Where do you guys see your trajectory going as far as just weight classes? Because there are no weight classes anymore. If the bag is right, they'll put you in there against a cruiserweight, tomorrow. So where do you see your guys' careers moving as far as weight classes go?
I'm trying to go undisputed at 115 and then go on from there. Eventually end up at 126, 130.
Right.
And with me, I'm trying to be undisputed at 147, 154. 60 and maybe 68.
68. Because I can tell you, you're going to get bald and fat. It happened to me, right? So you think that 168 is probably going to be the cap for you. That's where you're still going to deliver your power. And you said what for you?
26, 130.
Okay, so 130, you're still going to be able to carry your power up there and speed and all that stuff.
Yeah, especially I'm only 24, so I still have some strength to gain.
Yeah, exactly. You're a young kid. Man, I'm twice as old as this son of a. This is the way that boxing normally works. You start out as an amateur. You get a couple of tournaments, whether they are national, local, or international. You fight Golden Gloves, fight in the Olympics. You begin your amateur career. After your amateur career, you get your pro debut. You become a one to watch, then a contender, and then not all contenders get a shot at the belts you guys have. So now you're champions. I'm sitting in between two champions. Where does it go from here? Are you the type of champions that are going to make all the requisite defenses that you need and then maybe end your career behind a microphone somewhere? Or you go a different way and try to become a legend? What's the way that you two guys are going to go on your career, and how do you chase that legend? How do you chase that legacy?
Beating the guys they put in front of me and beating all the top guys and, collecting every belt at every weight class that I'm at, being undisputed, a multi-undisputed division champ, instead of just being one undisputed, so I think that's how you do it. You just keep collecting these belts, keep racking up the wins, fighting all the top guys, beating the best guys, even beating the young guys that's coming up, and just shutting everybody up.
Do you need to put a little stank on it, though? Do you need to have the big knockouts? Because boxing's changed a little bit. Sometimes these guys who are loud get shots that might not go to the guys who are more talented. Do you need to do something a little bit extra, showboating in the ring, like those acrobatic knockouts? You guys feel the pressure to do that type of stuff?
Like you said, if you want to be a legend, you gotta take these fights and not only beat them, but stop them, knock them out.
Or beat them in crazy fashion, or do something crazy.
I'm gonna ask you, so in your last fight, probably your toughest test to date, you were put down. You were knocked down in that fight. I think in the 6th round, then you came up, you got up and knocked him out in the 7th, right? But as a guy who hadn't been knocked down until that point, how terrifying was it? Because, right, that's where the oh might go. How terrifying was that? Walk me through it.
It wasn't even terrifying. It was more funny.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, because my coach had just told me not to be standing there, not to make it easy for him, and joking around. I said nah. I told him nah. But I was joking. Next thing you know, I end up on the canvas. But that's why I said it was funny. I wasn't too hurt. It was a flash knockdown. I got up right away, and
Right.
I still won that round.
Right. And then if it was to happen to you, does it ever happen in sparring? Has it happened in your amateur career where you just don't know what it's like? So you don't know what it's going to, and you're pretty sure that it's never going to happen.
As long as I keep doing what I'm doing, and doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, keep listening, to my team and doing all the right things,
Bam, natural southpaw, I know that. And Boots, you can fight from either side, right? Switch hitter. I'm a southpaw also. Is that the cheat code? Is that the cheat code nowadays, just because so many Orthodox fighters don't see the lefties that often, but you guys see Orthodox fighters all the time? And obviously a special cheat code that it just doesn't matter to you. A lot of people say they're switch hitters, but they're unable to be as effective when they switch their stances. Is that something that's a huge benefit for you, even into 22 fights into your career?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that your coaches tell you even before you start, or like early in your career, in your amateur career, that southpaws are harder to figure out. I used to be an Orthodox myself, but I switched southpaw, and when I would spar southpaw, like, damn, like, this shit's tough. So as a southpaw myself, I know it's more difficult than fighting in Orthodox.
Can you switch back, or is that something that would just kind of go against what you're training for?
I have tried switching back. It just don't feel right no more.
Really?
Yeah.
And then how about you? I mean, is it something that's just very natural on both sides because you're practicing it all the time?
Yeah, it's just something that my pop taught me, and then, it's so natural to the point now where sometimes I really don't even know when I'm doing it. I just be in the motion. It's like weird. So I don't know, my body weird.
And just when you need it, it snaps onto it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna end with this. Very popular question on social media. If there was a movie made about your guys' lives, who would play me? And why is that answer Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? That's all we got for you guys today. This is Boots Ennis. This is Bam Rodriguez. November 9th at the Wells Fargo Center in Philly. If you can't be there in the front row with me, make sure you tune in on DAZN, because you're watching two guys that are future legends. Talk to you guys soon.
I'm Bam Rodriguez.
I'm Boots Ennis.
Watch our fight November 9th live on DAZN here in Philadelphia.
Make sure y'all tune in. Don't miss it.